Listen, the devil isolates to overtake, but God isolates to elevate. That is why it is so important for you to take back your mind and set powerful intentions on your self-growth. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 mindset shifts that will allow you to reclaim your clarity, reclaim your peace, and your purpose. And make sure you stay to the end, because number 5 is by far the most powerful. You're going to see me looking down at my notes because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So the first lesson is awareness leads to transformation. And this is awareness of the mind, awareness of the thoughts are coming through your mind, awareness of the feelings and the emotions that are coming through your thoughts. What are you thinking? Your limiting beliefs, the opinions that you place on yourself. Are you thinking about opinions that you feel that others have on you? With this awareness, you want to be in a state of non-judgmental, because really this is just more so for you to become aware of the thoughts and become aware of your triggers. You want to make sure you're in a space of not being non-judgmental. You're not resisting the thoughts and you're not claiming the thoughts. You're just witnessing that they're there, because you can't change what you're not aware of. And so being aware of the thoughts that you're having and when are they coming about is the beginning of really of just transformation happening. Number 2, disconnect in order to reconnect. You got to disconnect from the news, disconnect from the social media, disconnect from negative thinking, disconnect from negative people, disconnecting from the opinions that you placed on yourself and the opinions that you've allowed others to place on you. Disconnect from all of that in order to reconnect with the God that's within you. And the one thing that I've learned during my journey is Spirit speaks to you in a soft, calm voice, but chaos screams at you. That's why sometimes it's hard to hear from God when you're in the midst of the chaos, because the chaos is so loud. But in order to be able to hear from Spirit, you got to disconnect. You got to disconnect from all this external stimulation and go in and reconnect with Spirit. And the way that I've learned, one of the ways that I've learned you do that is through meditation. And with meditation, you get to connect with Spirit and you get to know His plans for you. Because in Jeremiah 11, it tells you, the Lord says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to not harm you, and the plans to prosper you and give you peace. So you have to make sure that you step back from that external environment and you disconnect in order to reconnect to the God that's within you, because that's where all your answers lie. Number 3, live a life with intentions. Start each day with setting daily intentions about how you are going to spend your day. And this is setting the intentions about how are you going to react. Are you setting the intention that regardless of what happens today, you are going to be the instrument of peace, the instrument of calmness, the instrument of love, and continue to just go about your day remembering that in your mind. And this step was a hard one for me, and sometimes I still slip back because it seemed like it never fails. Like, I will set the intention, like, before I leave out this house, I am going to set the intention that I'm going to be a positive force. I'm going to be calm, and everything is going to be good. And then next thing you know, something happens in traffic, or somebody didn't say something, and now I didn't allow it to trigger me, and now I'm either ready to cry or I'm ready to act a fool. And so then I have to remember, like, you know what? These are tests that the divine gives you to see how serious you are about these intentions that you set, because these intentions are powerful. When you get clarity, when you have peace in the midst of the chaos, the devil's not happy. The devil's not happy at all. So setting these intentions and being sincere and being, I don't even know what the word is, but just being adamant that you are not going to allow any external factors to affect your energy is a powerful, positive thing. So make sure you set intentions every day before you walk out that door. The 4th lesson is make sure you prioritize your growth. I recently listened to a podcast that talked about how there are so many people in the graveyards that did not live to their fullest potential. And we are all in the image of God. And at the same time, we all have our individual blueprint that God has given us, but it's up to us to activate that, and it's up to us to fulfill that potential. And when I heard this about the graveyard, this literally made me think of Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 1 through 14, where it talks about the dry bones, and it talks about the Spirit of God taking Ezekiel down into the midst of the valley where he saw all the dry bones. And the way God broke it down for me to understand is, first I had to understand what a valley is. A valley is a low level of land that's surrounded by mountains and hills. And what he was letting me know was that I was currently in a low vibrational field. I was allowing my anxiety, my depression, my feeling like a failure, my feeling like I don't know what to do, feeling stuck, to run my life. And in that midst, I couldn't see past the chaos. And the chaos was the representations of the mountains and hills. This was literally all I could see was the mountains and hills. I couldn't see a solution. And when I started to really get intentional with healing my mind and living out my full potential that God has for me, that's when I started to wake up. And that's what reminded me when he said the dry bones. The dry bones represented my mental state of feeling stuck, hopeless, unmotivated, didn't know what to do. But once I got the breath of God within me, then I started to wake up and realize, you know what, there's you have a purpose here. And there is a purpose for you, but you have to go out and you got to take the steps to activate that purpose. So I just want to make sure you make yourself a priority with your growth, because you want to be able to give from the abundance and not give from scarcity, because then that really truly drains you. And the affirmation that he gave in the podcast was, every day I am growing into a new, better version and vision of myself. And that really spoke to me. So I wrote that down, and I definitely wanted to make sure I pass it on if in case it speaks to someone else that needs to hear that and needs to be able to say those words to themselves. Every day we are growing into a better version and vision of ourselves. And number 5, which is by far the most powerful, is you have to shift your attitude. You have to shift that attitude into an attitude of gratitude, of thanksgiving, of love, of joy, because that truly will open you up to more abundance. Grateful for what you have right now, because your attitude shows your character, and your character will determine your destiny. So you definitely want to make sure you are in an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of love, thanksgiving, of joy, of peace, of compassion. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Hopefully y'all heard it's starting to rain really hard out here outside, so hopefully y'all can still hear me. But thank you for watching this video. If it made you smile or gave you an aha, hit that like button. Also share this video with someone that you feel needs to know that they can have peace now and that they can take back their mind now. And also comment down below, if you bold enough, comment down below which steps are you taking action on today in order to take back their mind, in order to strengthen and do some good self-growth. Because in the midst of all this chaos that's going on, the one thing we don't want the devil to do is get control of our mind. We gotta be intentional, and we got to live in our full potential and take back our mind and go within and live into that spirit of the God that's within you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.